Hello again, folks. It's time for another portrait wizard usage. This time I'm going to try to make a character. Uh, this time not from scratch, but this time it will be a character starting based on a character I already have made for the RPG Maker project that I have. This character will resemble another character very well. In fact, they look the same, but they will be different characters, and no, they will not be twins. So in order to load to use the software, first of all someone needs to learn that control is used to pan the view downwards, while shift is used to pan the software itself upwards. Since it cannot be done using control zoom, like you do when you want to make a certain document larger or smaller, and also with the wheel button it simply doesn't work. So one has to choose load from the menu. They will be shown the ini file of each of their creations. Now when a picture is saved, it is saved as two files. The end result, which is the picture itself, saved at 830 times 957, if I remember correctly, pixels, and also the ini file, which is a text document. It stores all the variable values that were chosen for the respective picture to be made, like color depths, saturation for eyes, colors, and whatever. So I'm gonna choose one character. Double clicking it or hitting enter will not work. It only works if one clicks on load. Once it is loaded, it loads pretty fast. It's not that much of a large software, and that makes it really nice. Like, sure, if someone loads a Maya project that looks somewhat like this, apart from it taking a very long time to achieve this in a Maya project or Blender or something like that, it might take more to load. Now, one thing that this software doesn't have and would really make good usage of is to highlight the chosen option. Like, for example, let's say exit and we enter again, okay? So with the face, for example, since I won't be using this feature because it is already preset, with the face, for example, there are numerous shapes one can choose from. Choosing from so many facial possibilities, like these are so many designs that could be turned into something alienish, for example, with different colors. Also, someone can actually change these colors themselves. We've already made something green, like, could make it into something like Ben 10 aliens or something like that, even though they'll still have humanoid facial figure. But again, it is pretty nice that it comes up with so much customizability. But still, the point is that when you create a character and you pick through the faces, one may not simply keep in mind which of these choices they made, for example, because this one also looks a bit similar to this one, mainly referring to this side, to the cone of the chin, or the angle. So that would be a nice addition to bring. However, the software is still in alpha or beta development, so there are still going to be numerous things implemented. So now let's go back to my character. Yes, this one, and let's load her. Miyumi will be one of the 5 playable characters in my video game. I really like how this ended up for her. In game she will look something like this. Usually her eye color will vary a bit from this blue towards something like this turquoise or cyan probably. I'm not that good at colors. Alright, so the character that I want to create will have a nickname called Twisted Void. I recently came up with this nickname. This character won't have a name of her own, and well, basically she doesn't have blue hair. She's basically, oh my, this color is so lovable. She will have red hair. She'll be red haired, something like, no, it's very like this because it's somewhat very menacing. I will keep the same hairstyle, though one can change through the different variations in here. Like, let's actually see. Although this was the one I used, I think, or this one. Now I already forgot which one of those was. Although, even though the two characters look the same, like they basically have the same face and hair, and they look as if they are twins, they are not. They are definitely not twins. I could come up with making her look different. However, it's not a priority. There are numerous hairstyles to choose from. One can also add braids, reminiscent in a way of, let's say, Norse. These sound more like monks, Asian monks, Tibetan ones, I think, Chinese monks. Again, braids, something somewhat afro, the Japanese style, or probably not only Japanese, a really messy hair, which looks pretty decent. There are numerous options to choose from, but I'm gonna tend towards making this video as short as possible, so since I forgot which hair that was, I'm gonna load Miyumi again, and yes, it was actually this one. Oh wait, sometimes when you load a picture for the first time, the commands might not be so easily responsive. It can be easily bypassed by changing the tabs. Now, as I was saying, let's change back the colors to red. These bars here can be changed with the wheel scroll or by dragging, well, keeping it clicked, or by simply dragging it in case you want more control. Let's see, saturation. No, she needs more color. It's somewhat bright because it's actually very menacing, but something like this. This should be fine. Now the eyes will look the same basically, but there are multiple things. There are multiple templates to choose from. Also, it is nice that even if it is in alpha development, if someone is a good artist and creates their own, well, in this case, eye shapes, they can load them independently. Like, load one for the left eye and one for the right eye. Actually, it says left and right. When using bits from outside, that well, assets from outside that the software doesn't have, sometimes, I mean always, they won't be reloaded. If you reload the picture, you'll have to load those assets again. For example, if you use custom eyelashes or whatever you want, or a custom background, you'll have to reload these as well. Probably they can be put in the software's main folder, I don't know for sure. But one thing I know for sure is that this character has eyes of the same color. Alright, now let's see. Usually she won't have any makeup. I mean, she doesn't have makeup, but there are quite a few choices. Highlights I will keep the same probably, or I could change this one actually. Which one gives the sensation of void? Let's see. This one I'd say. Lashes, they will be the same. This character doesn't use lashes. Oh, this one could be very nice. Or this. This, or this. This one could be nice. Let's say twisted void. Let's say angry for now. Save. Good. Twisted void, blazing eyes. Okay. And one can also see that the effects can be applied to one of the eyes only, like this. But I think they have to be loaded separately from these two buttons, because if you choose another option, it resets your previous choice. Glare, no, let's have it simple. Like this. A bit of shadow here does really some wonders. Like this. Iris. This one looks void in a way. Let's see. Nah, there's no control over here. Alright, let's see this one or this one. Nah, she's not. Yeah, in this case it looks like a demon who wants to possess someone, which is not the case. This one could be cute. No, the iris size, let's leave it like as is. I could actually no, let it like it was before, something like this I think, or this. Let's see which choice I have made, like oh wait, need desktop, the shortcut for RPG Maker, common, portrait wizard, portraits, and let's see television. Let's see twisted void. What eye pattern did I choose? Oh, really now? Oh yes, it was this one. But I will let it like this, or this. Let's leave it like this. And eyeshadows, well, eyeshadows, I discussed about this. They give pretty much the sensation that the character is using a mask. They can be changed from here, like you can make the colors deal quite different, like just looks a bit like tribal paint. But if left like this and it has a shadowy figure, it could be used like a hint if you're using, say, a character that uses a mask and then they come without the mask. uh, Basically no other character knows that those are the masked characters, but as a hint you could use something like this. Or if um, a character gets suntan but uses a mask, you could show it like this. Now we need the brows, which I obviously forgot to change. Now, why on earth do the commands? For some reason I can no longer. For some reason I can no longer. Well, the keyboard is working, but for some reason it doesn't want to scroll up and down. This one needs to go down, this one needs to go up. Oh wait, same as hair. Okay, so we need to go back to the eyes and glare. Have this one, and it was called angry, I think. Yes. When choosing to save, one needs to write the same name and it gets replaced instantly. It won't even ask, so do take this into account. And this one was like TV blazing eyes, I think. Save. Now why on earth are there two inis for the same pic? Let's refresh a bit, probably. Oh yes. Well, let's see which one of those was the real one. So we have this one without the slash. Oh, so this one was the last one. Okay, cancel. So I can delete this one. Alright, now that I saved these two, let's move on to the nose. The nose isn't that hard to create, like basically there are numerous choices. And they have these bars here that can be used to, you know, actually let's exit a bit, let's re-enter, let's really. Alright, blazing eyes. Let's enter again. I don't know, it didn't cause me any trouble. Okay, cool, now the commands work. Let's see. So we have this one and this one. Alright, so this one can simply vanish along with this one, and I can save it now as blazing eyes. Now we have the correct picture. Alright, so let's see, where were we? So the nose, let's see the nose. I'm okay with the nose as is. However, this is used for relocating the nose, like upwards or downwards. This one increases the size, and this one increases the width. No, this one increases the width, and this one increases the actual size, which is let's say the total size. In a way, like if you move it like this, you elongate the nose. Moving it backwards, it makes it as is. This one increases the overall size, the entire size. Now we need to reload the character because I want her to look, I want this character to look the same. Now, in order to create this character, in order to create a character, you don't create just one portrait, so we'll need to create multiple ones. So let's have some fun. Now that we have these eyes, usually you change the eyes and the mouth. So this would look like a hottie. Now eyes, glare, normal one as well. Let's see, mouth. Let's see now. The mouse positioning is okay. I think that the lips would need to be somewhat flattened in a way. I mean, so much red, it gives me the impression she's gonna be somewhat sexualized. Like, this character is definitely not gonna be made to raise boners, but who knows, if she does that, well, it's okay. So basically the character will look like her, but will have red eyes and red hair. She's gonna be a character whom most likely people will not like or will like. As a classifier, she's not a villain, nor a good character. She's somewhat neutral. Her only purpose is to piss Miyumi off. She usually spawns while she plays, while Miyumi is played, while the player plays Miyumi. During the dialogue scenes, she will appear from time to time. She could be a parasitic demon, a parasitic thought, a whatever you want. It is free for interpreting. This character is only visible to Miyumi when the player plays as Miyumi. So let's see. We have created this one. Let's see, and of course we need to save it as, let's call it normal, although nothing is normal regarding this character. It is saved. Let's see. Since this character is grinchy, much like the original character, let's see, like this. Something like this probably. No, I feel something like this would be best. Should be something like this probably. still I'm guessing it's... Oh yes, I forgot. These ones were the lips that I used for Miyumi. Oh wait, this one could be nice. Let's see, a bit larger. Actually, not that large. We need to enlarge it from here a bit. And a bit. Let's see. Something like this. Cool. Now we have let's change the eye a bit. No, they are fine as they are. Now hopefully I didn't screw up their eye image, their eye size. Alright, now glare shadow, remove these because I really don't need these. Let's see. Alright. There's one of the characters that I saved with... Oh, I didn't get any picture for this. Nor for this. Really now. So let's see, TV, really. Need to save it again. It happens from time to time that you don't get the BMP picture. In case it happens, usually exiting and re-entering may solve the issue. The picture that is important is the ini file, because it loads all the parameters, and so basically the BMP picture is the end result. Let's delete this one and save her. And I can delete this one. For some reason it wouldn't want to save it, like it happens. Oh, this one I need to change. Let's see, load, normal, load, and we go to eyes, shadow, remove the shadows, then save. And for some reason it doesn't work. Now why on earth doesn't it actually work? Let's save it again. Normal, save. And nope. If we delete it, we gotta save it again. Let's see, save. And no BMP. Well, it's so happens from time to time. Um, the bodies that one can choose are well, this one, which most usually, best fits a female. This one would be usable if the character is a hunchback, or well, somewhat like that, and is quite corpulent, while this one would suit the heroic archetype more or less. But I prefer this one for females because it usually serves the female curves the best. It represents them the best. Now facial skin, this is something that, well, it has numerous uses for presenting a character as being old, wrinkled, presenting some face shadows. They have numerous uses depending on whatever the character would need to portray. There was something for, well, mimicking somewhat of a disease, something like this. So there are pretty uses, but for my case there will be none. Different types of ears, including fuzzy ones. There's elvish and gnome ears, but again, none in my case. Helmets that can be used from wedding one to hoodies and the such, which again in my case are not necessary in this particular case. And the hoods, usually this one for example and this one, they hide the frontal hair, this hair top part is well, it's occluded. Now with hair someone has enough choices. Also it comes with symmetrical points, like hair top is the upper part of the hair, and it has hair front, which usually represents this part, something like additional hair, some hair that can actually cover the shoulders as well, and it appears in front. And as people may have guessed, hair back, it shows the hair in the back, like in my case I gave her a bun, which is also symmetrical. In case of male characters, or even some female characters depending on preference, a moustache and a beard can also be given. Backgrounds are somewhat tricky, because if you save backgrounds from other files, meaning the software doesn't have them preset, the point is that when you reload the picture, when you load the picture in order to make changes upon it, you also have to upload the backgrounds again and all the customized assets again, in case you want to, well, make the character appear in the character's portrait appear as in the same background. It may happen from time to time, like you have seen in this case, that, well, when you save the character, the profile, it simply won't save as the BMP. Even if it says saved here. You see, there is the ini, but there is no BMP. Usually it can happen, not usually, but it can happen with custom backgrounds. Now what you have to do in order to certainly save, you have to reload the pic, and then save it as is, including the ini name. And when you save it like this, you usually get the BMP version, which in my case didn't happen either for some strange reason beyond my comprehension for now. There are numerous weapons to choose from, and not necessarily weapons. Casting fire spells, ice, using different weapons. It's a nice choice. This one looks really nice. Next, what's this? I think it's a staff. And different sword designs. Spear for probably some tribal character. A sheathed sword. Oh, I think it's this sword or this one. Yeah, I think it's not that same one, but who cares? And there's also a few modern guns, like, well, I see, oh, these are pistols. In case you want to make some mafia agent or something like that. It could use a few more options for clothing. For the moment they are not enough. I mean, yeah, sure, there was more of these can be added, but again, these are also customizable, so let's leave it like a red one. Now this is a good thing that came into my mind. She doesn't have black clothes, she has red clothes, because everything is red about her. So now weapons, we're gonna cancel the weapon, and let's save this one as normal. Let's say probably it should accept it as normal, like now it finally looks like the character itself. What if I delete these two and say normal, save? Let's see. Now apparently it doesn't want. Well, I think I've covered the creation of a few portraits for this new character of mine. I'll get around some way, somehow. Lighting is nice, depending on the lighting of the area the portrait is made. For example, if you're presenting a background with, let's say, a town, and there is a light bulb above her, like, you know, it's night probably, and the lights are on, obviously. You can use some lighting to show that there is some light coming from above, or if there is some light source coming from the frontal side of the character, like, you know, they're in the middle of a street and suddenly a car comes towards them and they face the car. Unfortunately, for now, these lights cannot be turned off, or I haven't found an option to, but you can turn them all off. And use them again, see which would be required, turn off again and play with that. That option is finally gone. Also there's this icon here that kind of describes pretty much the details that are needed. Alright, let's try one more time. Let's try with a capital letter this time. Oh, it doesn't even appear. It doesn't even appear. Like, does it have a maximum file number? But I doubt there be any software to have the such, like if the number of files exceeds a certain number within the folder, then it won't save. I doubt it would be such an option. I thought about this as well about RPG Maker, but once I dug around 1000 pictures in its folder, I found out that it has really no problem loading the pictures. Well, what can I say? Enough for now. Hope you've enjoyed the creation of this character, well, portrait of this character. What can I say? Have a nice day.